Hey guys, what's up? So, I just got off a call and I'm really inspired by it because most of my work, there's a lot of things that I do. There's a lot of things that I help people with. At the very base of it is honoring divinity, honoring your gifts, honoring your value as a human. Nothing to do with your net worth, nothing to do with your upbringing, nothing to do with what your mom did to you, nothing to do with your ex did to you, nothing to do with your relationships. It goes beyond that. Hey, Jenny. So I was on a session, and it's funny because I actually had a meeting last night with someone, and the funny thing is we're talking about my book and Netflix and a treatment and all these things. Hi, Trish. Hi, Rebecca. So all these beautiful things are happening, but I get into the same constant conversation where it's just like, are you honoring your gifts? Are you honoring your gifts? Hey, Travis. And the reason why it's so important is because there's so many people that are saying, I don't have enough money. I'm not making money. I don't have enough clients. Or I am so overworked, overstressed. People are like, just taking from me. And when it comes down to this is, are we honoring our gifts? And here's the funny thing, is that some people are so in tune, aligned with their gifts, and they understand it. For women, there's more difficulty, and here's why. Because as women, we are taught to nurture, we're taught to give back, we're taught to love and to care, support. And when our gifts are something around that, right? Like it's something that comes so natural to us. It's something that is just so in line with something we may do for a friend. It's so aligned with something we may do for someone we love that we second guess ourselves when it comes to sharing it, packaging it, selling it. The truth is though, your inexhaustible good, aka your abundance, is these gifts. It's a part of this, right? And I was talking to my client and we're having this conversation, and she does something that is very special. Like not a lot of people do it. And what happens, here's another thing. When you do something, like let's say I'm a mentor, right? I'm in the coaching community. I may say there's so many coaches, they're everywhere, because in my awareness, they are. I know them, I see them, they're everywhere. You go and knock on my neighbor's door, they probably couldn't name half the people I know. They have no idea who the people are that in my mind are big people, right? And we have to remember that when we're honoring our gifts. We also have to remember that no matter how many people do what you do or have the same title as you, no one is you. There's only one of you. And when it comes to honoring that, it really makes a huge impact in our ability to sell, to share, to show up for ourselves, and to really truly honor this vehicle, right? So when I talk about this, we brought up a good point, and I don't know, it just came to me. It never came to me before in a session, but this thing came to me and it was really important. And I said, a surgeon really honors his gifts, and a surgeon will really watch what he does with his hands, right? Or her hands, right? A surgeon will watch their hands. They're not going to go out and be reckless with their hands. They're going to tell people, hey, watch it, like be careful, or I got to rest. I got to get my sleep. Obviously I have surgery in the morning. They're going to be careful, mindful with their time. They may even get insurance on their hand. They're just really mindful and highly aware that they have a gift, and that gift is related to their hands. Now, so many people are walking around with their gifts and they're just not honoring them. They don't mind. Anyone that wants to go to coffee with them, they're like, yeah, I'll go to coffee with you. People are hitting them up in their Facebook inbox and they're just talking to them. They're exhausting all of their creative energy. They are giving their gift out to people who don't even value it. And when you do that, of course you're going to be suffering financially. Of course you're going to be struggling. Of course there's going to be resentment. There's going to be all these things because you're not honoring your gift. So I ask you today, right? I went to dinner. Let me share this other story about this guy that I went with last night. This guy is freaking incredible, incredibly smart. He's actually helping me. He approached me and said, hey, I think that we should do a treatment for your book to get it onto like Hulu or Netflix or something like that. He's telling me all the things he does, and he's telling me how he's tied up so much of his money. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Amelia. He's tied up so much of his money in past production. So now he is like, I'm struggling, right, financially, but he's brilliant. He has so much stuff happening. So I tell him, he's sharing these things with me, and I said, dude, you should be selling this to people. You should be selling how to create a treatment and pitch for, this for a Netflix series? How do you pitch for a Hulu series? How do you pitch to do this? How do you do this? And we start talking and he's like, holy crap, like I do all of this for free all of the time. And I said, and meanwhile, you're sitting here worried about money. You've been sitting on thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. And my belief is that we're all sitting on millions of dollars all the time because we have this access to the infinite. But the perception blocker is this. Are you willing to see your divinity? Are you willing to claim it? Are you willing to go against the people who may say, you're going to charge people for that? You're going to charge that much for that? Because here's the deal, is that people that have a problem that need to be solved, they're going to pay for it, right? Because they're like, hey, I want to figure this out. And you know what? I want to pay someone to help me because I don't want to spend a year trying to figure it out. I don't want to spend 5 years trying to figure it out. That's not my thing. I'd rather pay for support. And trust me, guys, because I'm someone that pays for support. And you know what? I actually want someone that's the best. I'll invest more if I feel like someone is the best. So know that and honor your gifts, because if you don't honor your gift, I'm feeling it. So Amelia, giving your gift to people who don't value it. Oh, that stung. It's so true, right? The people that don't value your gift will make you feel like shit. Let's just go right to the point. People that don't value your gifts will make you feel like shit because they'll take. They're always wanting. It's never enough. And you will feel drained. And ultimately, on some level, whether you're conscious of it or not, you're resenting it. You resent it and you're pissed at yourself. Intuitively, your body will start reacting in some ways. Anxiety will show up. Indigestion will show up. These things will show up because your body already knows that you're not honoring yourself, right? How do I know this? Because, my friends, I freaking lived it. I lived it. And there's always adjusting. There's recalibration that's always happening. Because as we move through life in new seasons and transitions, we grow and expand. We realize that something that may have served our needs 6 months ago is no longer serving our needs. It's no longer serving our needs. And we have to be at a space where we're recognizing, highly aware of our gifts in the places we add value to people's lives. So I ask everyone that's on this session with me today, let's call it a session, right? It's Facebook Live. Everyone that's on here, and a lot of you have taken my Wake Up Your Wealth Consciousness, which is cool because I know that all of you that have taken that course, you already are like a couple steps ahead, right? We've moved through this process in 3 hours. We've been doing activations and journal practices, so you get it. But this is a step beyond, because we can never do too much when it comes to our worth. When I hear people say, I don't have the money for that, and I don't know how, like I was out with some people a couple days ago, and this woman goes, yeah, but the down payment is $1,000. That's a lot of money. And I'm like, I remember when I used to think that. And I have to tell you, it wasn't that long ago. Like last year, I would be like, how am I going to come up with $2,000 for that? I don't know how. If I can break it into 4 payments of $550, that makes much more sense to me. Because I was thinking of a $2,000 investment I made that was $550 if you broke it into payments. And I was like, oh man, that's a lot of money. And I actually thought that making, $20,000 in a month would be like something hard to get to. But what happened was then I shifted it and I thought, God, I have so much value to give. And it's not just me, it's everyone. But it's once we understand what our gifts are, we stop shortchanging it. We understand that it's not up to what someone else thinks. It's up to me what I think. How much is my time worth? How much is my time worth? You see, I have a daughter. I have myself that needs a lot of attention. I have gifts that I want to nurture. I need to spend time on all of those things, and then I have to squeeze other people in. I don't have to. I love what I do. Every one of my clients that is on this call knows how obsessive and how devoted I am to my mission. I love it, right? But at the end of the day, there's a price to pay for that because I'm exchanging something that's highly valuable to me, and that's my time. And if I'm exchanging that, who gets to say how much it's worth? I do. There's people that might say, I wouldn't spend more than $30 an hour for you. That's fine, because right now my hourly is above $500, right? But guess what? I get to say it. And you know what? I also have no problem spending time on my energy worker that charges $500 an hour. Why? Because I see the value in it. And guess what? He made that time. He made that choice. He decided. And I'm the one that says I get to engage or not engage. But guess what? The moral of all of this is that we get to decide our value. We decide it. Whether we decide it's low or high doesn't mean that all of us don't have high value, because guess what? The truth is that there's only one of each of us. There's only one of each of us, and all of us have seen life through a different set of eyes, different circumstances, has felt and navigated the emotional spectrum of life far differently than anyone else. So if that's the case, and when you get aligned with that, and you embody it, and you know it to be true more than intellectually, you feel it, you will never be broke again. You will never be broke again. You'll never tell me that you can't afford something. You will just say, you know what? Let me figure out how I need to ask for this. Let me figure out how I can ask for this and how I can open up to receive it. Maybe I need to open up a new channel for my abundance. Maybe I have to figure out a new way to package and sell something that I have and exchange my gifts. That's what we need to figure out. Let me go up here and read some of these things here. Hi, Jenny. They have the money for $1,000 bag. I don't even have, you know what? When I see women I could think of, when you say that, I think about 5 different women who will invest in depreciating assets all day. Cars, facial injections, bags, all these things. But if they figure out the prices of my program, they would be like, oh my God, that much? Although my program would change their life forever, right? But they're not the right clients for me, because I don't want to work with people at that level of consciousness that don't see that, Kyle, yeah, that shift can change shit so much. The shifts here like this. So I just want to share this with everyone. There's stages of this, right? Because at first you figure you're giving everything away for free. You're just showing up. You are sharing so much. And then you recognize, God, I'm depleted and I'm broke. Why? Then you realize, well, damn, I got to start charging for my services. So then you start charging for your services, but then you're attracting people that are asking for discounts. You're attracting people that are asking, do you ever just give stuff away? There's people that are just out there with their hands out, and their level of consciousness is thinking that I deserve everything for free. They're missing out on the fact that everything in life is an exchange. Whether we're exchanging money or we're exchanging energy, whether we're exchanging any little subtleties, we're all here, and everything is a this, guys. It's that. So that's why nowadays when people are like, let's go to coffee, I'm like, no, no, because I'm protecting my gifts. I'm protecting my gifts, and I suggest you do too. It doesn't mean that I don't go to coffee or go to events and do all these things. I do, although I'm very aware that in this exchange of my time, right? Because we go back to the beginning. All of our time is very valuable. I love what Warren Buffett says about time, and he says that time is the most valuable thing, not his investments, not any of these things. And the way that, if you guys know about Warren Buffett's investment strategy, is it's narrow and deep, meaning that he chooses a few companies that he really believes in and he goes all in. I say do that with you. Do that with yourself. Can you do that with you? Go take Warren Buffett, right? And just take what he does with his investments and do it with you. Think of the people you spend time with. Think of the projects you're giving your energy to. And go narrow and deep as hell. Go so deep. Go all in. And cut out the bullshit. Cut it out. And notice, are you giving that same nurturing, that same loving, and that honor to your gift? If you do, you will get the results. Just like Warren Buffett gets all that back in his investments, you will get it back, right? And I have to tell you guys, I'm going to be making a live video on the biggest disappointment that I've had this year so far, last night. And I'm going to be making a video of that, but there's some back end work that I got to do and let everybody know about it before I publicly share it on Facebook. But I can't wait to share it with you, because I want all of you guys to understand the value in just honoring all of you. Honoring us and what it means to really show up and the integrity that it comes with. And the first place we have to have integrity is with ourselves and honoring the divinity that is you, right? Amelia, I just broke up with so many people because of the feeling unseen, undervalued, not appreciated. I can't be around them anymore. These people include family members, a best friend, and a lover who have been so toxic to me. Thanks, Nicole, for pointing it out so I could actually see I was giving away my power and enabling this shit. Yeah, and Amelia took the Wake Up Your Wealth Consciousness course, and right after she wrote me and said, I broke up, she put it into the group. She's like, I broke up with a lover, and I was like, hell yes, that courage right there. Because you guys, we think it's about money, and probably some of you guys saw abundance as the title, and you're like, let me go in here and see what Nicole's talking about. But here's the thing, abundance is just one of our natural ways of being and expressing and showing up. It's a way of showing up. And when you express it and you understand it, life mirrors it back to you. So let's see what else she said. I was wondering why I felt so unsupported and unseen. The moment I started valuing myself more instead of people pleasing them, I am no longer afraid of being alone or losing them, because that is not love. Amen. The moment I started saying no to them, the more abundance has come to me. I'm telling you guys, when we recognize that this vehicle and the invisible self that is always with us as a constant companion has your back, is guiding you, is here for you, and has so much more intelligence than you can ever understand, life transforms. Life transforms. I'm not special in the sense that it's only me that can experience this. It's all of us. But there's such a deep surrender and a willingness that it comes with. If you guys saw what I went through last year and the level of depth that it took to my surrender, I mean, I'm sure some people think I'm ridiculous because I went to 3 Tony Robbins events in the past year. But guess what? Out of all the people I know, I have to say that I'm one of the people that's had the most growth financially, spiritually. My lifestyle has radically shifted, right? And it's not even that. I'm going to a silent meditation retreat tomorrow. I'm constantly seeking to reveal more of my potential, because guess what? We all have this infinite well of potential. And it's up to you to decide how deeply you want to discover it. But it first comes with honoring your gifts. It's understanding that you are so valuable, so why not bet on yourself? If you're going to bet on another person, if you're going to put all your eggs into the baskets of a relationship, into the basket of a job or a career choice, or in your 401k or your IRA, if you're going to do these bets, would you not only bet in that, but please, I ask you that you bet on your own divinity and your own gifts too, right? So think of one thing. I'll ask you, let's do a challenge, right? And I have to say, if any of this is speaking to you and you have not joined my Wake Up Your Wealth, get in there, because it's only $249. It's a 3-hour process, and we're moving through activation, meditation, journaling, identification, and it's a process you can move through again and again and again. And I have to tell you, everyone that's taken it has had results. I just got off the call with one of my clients who hasn't taken it, and she's in an old program that's kind of dying out, so it wasn't a part of that. And it was our last session, and what we were going through was this worthiness stuff. And I told her, just like the surgeon protects his hands or her hands, you got to protect your gift. And if you don't see the value in that yet, you need my Wake Up Your Wealth course, because Wake Up Your Wealth is all about recognizing your divinity and raising your standards and creating an energetic protective bubble so that you can really nurture that seed that's already been given. The seed is already there. It's up to you whether you want to water it, keep it in beautiful soil, put it out in the sun, or if you want to keep it around crap. So the challenge, though, is I want to ask you, where in your life today are you not honoring yourself? Because here, the whole thing is, you're one whole being. You can talk about your gift. You can talk about, your career. You could talk about your dream. You could talk about the people in your life, but nothing is more important than you. Because you are the one experiencing it. You're the one that's able to give, receive, feel, see, touch. You're the one that's able to show up and maneuver. Without you, what is there? Right? So you have to honor that. And once you honor it and become that king or queen of your own self, life transforms. The mirror, it shifts. So have a beautiful day, guys. I got to go ground. I will be back on with some other stuff, but for real, get into the Wake Up Your Wealth if you haven't already. It's only going to be here until the last day in May, and then it's done. It's going to be a private bonus for all of my private clients and for anyone that jumps into my groups. So until then, I urge you, not because your $250 is not really going to greatly affect my life or impact my life, but it's one of the ways that I've gifted or packaged my gift so that I could share it in a really kind of specific way, rather than us going through months of time working together. Even if we're working together on business, this is a deep dive into just worthiness, wealth consciousness, right? So have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hi, Lynn. You're welcome. Bye, everyone.